Judges. Hold on, let me see if I can read this. Sin, war, idolatry,
Absolutely.
judgment,
Yes.
seductions.
Yes.
What's that last word? Oppressions?
Oppression.
Oh my God. Death? Now this is coming soon. Let's hope it doesn't come too soon. All right. Because, well, you said you did comedy also. So in any case, which part is the comedy? Is it this? What is this? Hi, your name is?
Angela Todd.
Angela Todd. What is this? And we're still here at the International Hotel for the NAPD Television Convention Conference. And check it out.
This beautiful piece.
Look at that beautiful piece. I know her. All right. We started off with the shoes.
Yeah.
Because I am a former shoe man, but I like show business instead of shoe business. Angela, what's going on with your show?
Well, and touche, I'm speaking to a real piece of work, so thank you very much.
We're talking to that. There it is.
Listen,
There's the piece of work.
It takes one to know it.
Ooh, you got good sticks. I like your sticks.
Yeah, so Judges is based on the book of Judges in the Bible. It's Israel's rich history, ultimately leading to death, but it's sin, war, seduction. It's everything that Israel was in 1350 BC when Joshua and Caleb took over their promised land after the walls of Jericho fell. And they possessed, and God gave them the land. And it was about taking what we call today the Middle East and taking over and possessing their land. And it's intense. It's rich with everything politically speaking that we deal with today. Abortion, child sacrifice, politics, the game for power and control, and hearing from God. And why? Why did they have to annihilate a people that were, in God's mind, so evil and wicked? Well, we discover what the root of those things were in some things that are evolving today. So this nothing new under the sun. It's the same evil, different package. Child sacrifice back then is abortion today. And how did they deal with it then? In their swords and sandals, to relevant topics that we are actually dealing with today. Planned Parenthood. I mean, we could go on with all the topics, but there's a root to the fruit that's happening today, and I tap into that every retelling of the book of Judges and the enemy camp. So Judges 1 opens with Caleb conquering the promised land and defeating the maniacal king Adonai-Bezek for the land of Bezek. And how do we get there? So scripture says Bezek is captured. They cut off his thumbs and his toes. And he says, you have requited me for my behavior. Well, how do we get there? How do we get there from this enemy king destroying other enemy kings, which Israel was commissioned to do? And so I color in all of those lines on how we get to the end. And the lead is Rahab, who is the prostitute on the wall of Jericho, and she's the great-grandmother to Jesus Christ, and how we weave her into the story of her rich history and why she's even mentioned in the Bible. So I cover all of that in the first season of Judges, which is
soon to be seen, coming soon.
Coming soon.
So wowie zowie, you don't know who you're going to meet here at this event or what they're working on that they care enough about to spend a lot of their time in life, money, and all the goes into making a program because of, well, why are you doing this? Why are you making the show? I got to stop one thing though, only ask one thing. I don't like that word death in the end. First of all, because I'm Jewish, but I'm also an interfaith minister. What do you mean death? I mean, death of who? Who died? We don't want this dying thing. I'm into peace. Peace and love.
Well, they're all dead now, but the spirit lives on.
What
right?
dead? Who died? Who died? Then I don't know one thing about what you're talking about. I'll tell you straight out. I never learned anything that you're saying.
Well, and the interesting thing is,
in my whole Jewish life, we built a temple.
I know.
So I don't know anything about one thing you said.
And that's the reason why I wrote it, is
and
to
that's
open
good.
the eyes
that's
of
what
Israel.
television's supposed to do.
Open the eyes of Israel.
Media. All right.
understand why we're still having problems today. There's nothing new under the sun. Same evil,
Well,
different package.
so I've heard,
What's the root?
I've
get to
heard
the
that,
root.
but I never got.
And it entertains
In
me.
Yiddish, we call it the emes. We get to the guts of the situation, how it occurred, why it occurred. But this is a long time since then. In any case, let's go to you with why you're doing this. Are you a religious person, or where's your, I'll call it, possessed? No, why are you, because that's what it takes sometimes to do something. I'm possessed for world peace. I do peace concerts, 22 years. I don't care if I sell my house. I don't care what I do.
You love what
I
you do.
want world peace. And my kids aren't going to war because silly boys, in most cases, can't communicate nonviolently. So what is it in your character that's made you go this?
I have a heart for Israel. I'm a Christian. We're grafted into the same family. And the history is just rich. So when I study scripture in the Bible, I actually go to the Hebrew and the Hebrew root words and pictures and numbers of that time and era so that I can understand more of God's chosen elect and why you cannot destroy Israel. Why can't they destroy Israel? You can't. You can try. And you can try all you want, but God chose it. Why? I color in all those areas. It's a heart for Israel.
Wow. Okay. Zowie. So I interviewed a Hasidic Jew who talked a lot about Christians. He's 50 feet from the border. I don't know if I want to get this political, but because it's unfortunately political, even though everybody knows I'm a one world, I'm a John Lennon. That's my real desire, Homo sapiens, and brotherhood and sisterhood. That's where my soul is.
And that's the thing,
But he's
we're
50 feet from the Gaza border, and he says how, there used to be hundreds of cars, people from Palestine working in Israel. Now with the Meshuggah situation going on there, Meshuggah is the crazy scenarios, there's no cars. And his kid was leaving to go for this war, crazy stuff. In any case, but he said that he thought the people who could help stop what's going on in that area were Christians. So I asked him, actually, my question was, the man who doesn't really know all of what you talked about, if Jesus was here, do you think Jesus could help stop what's going on?
I think that is a very interesting question. I think those who are born again have Christ in them, the hope of glory. So the reason for his sacrifice is so that he could live on the inside of everyone. And until you can uncover what that real truth is, you'll walk in blindness. So yeah, if you're a Christian, tap into Christ in you, the hope of glory. God is in everyone. But if you're a born again Christian, Christ is in you, the hope of glory. So they have every right and power within them through the Spirit of God to make a change, to open the eyes of Israel, to help in some kind of way. It's humanity coming together to uplift God's elect. And there are only a select few that will do that. And how do you do that? You educate people with entertainment, with content, with media.
Yeah, media is powerful. That's why I'm in media instead of the show business, because people actually believe what they watch. People actually, if I didn't get a master's degree, I would never have understood, because I'm master's in communications, that it's the opinion of the management of the New York Times. It's the opinion of the management of CBS, NBC, and ABC. That's what they put out. I think that they put it out, having been a network guy, earnestly, honestly, to the best of their ability. I have only highest integrity for the media. But the fact of the matter is, you can go to the museum in Washington, D.C. and see 60 front pages of the same story with a little bit of a different perspective. Because think of your own life. You have an opinion of, say, somebody, even yourself. Somebody else has another opinion of the same person. So it's a very tough, this is a serious business. Media, NAPTI, this is very, very important because people who aren't trained to be a little wondering about it, this can affect their lives, and it has. I had somebody come to work for me whose sister unfortunately committed suicide because she thought the whole world was not good, and that it was bad news. He came to work for me because I'm good news, and it's and it is what it is. But enough about me. How can people help you do what you're doing? You have a website that people can know more about it?
Yeah, it's Judges, ENT, judgesentertainment.com. Producing partners, distribution, but someone who gets it, because the genre is sword and sandal, peplum. It's a period piece in 1350 BC. So the right producing partner, someone who's in the Vikings or the Game of Thrones or the Last Kingdom, or there's Metropolitan Films in Ireland that's doing, they've done like the Borgias and Last Duel, and they have their whole slate. I mean, their wheelhouse is the period sword sandal genre. It has to be someone who gets it and that can sell an international and global market. Just spoke to an Israeli producer who's got the market for Israel. It's perfect.
How about a video game?
A Judge's video game, yes.
I mean, that's big time now, too.
And the series starts with one judge, and we're highlighting 8 of the 13 judges because they have the most unique stories. Some you've heard about, Samson, Gideon, Deborah. Some you may not have heard of.
The thing I've heard is Samson and Delilah.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.